of
women
them,
or men, but specifically women for this.
most of them did have some kind of college. And, places nowadays, you got to have a college degree.
To get
They
in the
don't care
door.
what it's in. You just got to have it.
Right.
I was so blessed that company that started me off at $9,000 a year. I thought I was rich.
9,000 when you were doing the print copying.
Right. When I stayed with them, that's what I started out with. And I was so blessed, to have a company to bring me on without a college education. But I was a hard worker, and I think I proved myself. I was there over 25 years with them.
How long do you think, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
That's
off,
okay.
but how long do you think when you first started doing the copying until you moved up to document control, like how many years do you think you were there? Like 5 or 10 or?
Probably about 5.
Okay.
And I always stayed in document control. I just moved up to different levels within, because they had ladders that you could work toward. And I always worked toward that because I wanted to, to be the best that I could be. And just keep growing with the company. And my work showed, and they took very good care of me. Very good care.
So it sounds like for that specific company, and I feel like I've heard this story from so many people, not in my generation, where they said that they valued experience and your work ethic over the piece of paper that you brought in for a degree. Did you feel like that was kind of the case for you as well, that when they actually saw you in a role, saw how hard you worked, you were there for X amount of years and you just worked your way up, like you said, to hit these milestones, to grow, that was kind of what they based your pay off of, your position?
Yeah, I think that, and I think Glaxo was a good company for, they rewarded you for the work that you did, for your performance. And that's what I really did like about them, because it wasn't that whether I had a degree or didn't have a degree. It was if I was doing my job, if I was doing it right, if I was doing it well, and to the best of my knowledge. And I always had room to grow. You always do. With or without a degree, you always got room to grow.
And I agree and feel the same way. It is a little bit unfortunate that nowadays I feel like if you've been in a role for me, for example, being, I started in the workforce in the 2010s. If you walked into a room with a bachelor's degree or a master's degree and somebody else had been in a role for 20 years and knew a business inside and out, had been there for 20 years, working hard, proving theirself. If someone came in with a bachelor's degree and you only had a high school degree, they would immediately be your boss. And they would be the ones taking control, which is a little bit discouraging because it's kind of difficult when you put in the time and then you don't get rewarded, versus if you go to school and you might be good at school, but you might not be good at the actual role. Right. So that's always been something that was a little bit frustrating for me.